Alright, welcome to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I know I'm late to the game, but yeah, I've used an Intel Arc for about around 5-6 months, right? And that, that card is maybe a bit on the weaker side for this game. It's possible that it could work. Also, this game, when I saw a lot of reviews, it was a lot of sneaking, and I'm more of the action type guy, but I am gearing up for Doom the Dark Ages, and this is on Game Pass, so why not just check it out? Hopefully it's gonna be good. I haven't played an HDR game in a while, so I'm, trying to record and everything in HDR here. And let's see, so what is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? You're probably aware of the character Indiana Jones, but let's read anyway. Uncover one of history's greatest mysteries in a first-person single-player adventure. The year is 1937. Sinister forces are scouring the globe for the secret to an ancient power connected to the Great Circle, and only one person can stop them. Indiana Jones. Right. And tags are action, adventure, first person, story rich, and puzzle. The price is, this was released I think maybe around 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more, 6 to 8 months ago in the winter or fall of 2024. The price at the moment, if you don't go for, the Game Pass version here, right, it's 70 euros. And they also have a premium version for 100 euros. And yeah, it's unfortunate the game prices are just hiking up a lot. But anyway, let's get it going here. Oh, I have to do something real quick. Here we go, hopefully it's working. Alright, so I should have timestamps down below so you can skip the menu stuff that I really recommend, and you probably might have to go in and tweak the menu stuff to get this game running good. But timestamps down below. I'm gonna be using mouse and keyboard for just a quick look. I don't want to spend time setting up my Steam controller for this game. So you have different game slots, that's nice. A game manual, options, allow skip of unseen cutscene, that's a nice little thing. Tutorial on off, that's nice. Damage indication, stealth vignette, alright. Special outfits, Great Circle. Alright, I guess we can. Right. Controller, edit button layout. Look like you might be able to rebind your gamepad controls, which is really nice. I might be able to use the just normal gamepad button for this game, I don't know. But we're going for mouse and keyboard just for this. But that seems really nice. Yeah, options for aim and sensitivity like that. Vibration on or off. I'm not using controller. I don't use controller here, but let's turn off anyways all aim assist. We don't want any aim assist. Toggle sprint, blah 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 blah. Lots of settings here. Almost, this is a case where this is great, but it might be too much for some that is new to gaming and, editing options. Mouse and keyboard, you can remap. It looks to be on the maybe higher side with input heavy stuff here. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit on the higher side here. Mid plus to high input settings. Mouse sensitivity, blah blah blah, aim sensitivity, toggle sprint, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. So lots of nice little things to tweak here. Let's go for audio first. It's again, you have a lot of settings here. This is, so far it's top notch, right? Speakers or headphones. I'm gonna use a speaker, so let's do that for this time. This is great. This is gonna compress the high explosions and make it everything more of a nice level audio levels, you know, it won't be like loud explosion, gunshots. It's gonna compress it, so it might be nice to have. Streamer mode, okay, let's do that. So we don't have any licensed music. It's a good options for sure. Subtitles, only full. All right, that's all. Love it. Closed captions. Right, great for hearing if you have a, you know, hearing loss or something like that. Name, blah blah blah, subtitle background. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna do that. Visibility. Right, you can also tweak your colors, yeah. Yeah. Field of view, I've bumped it, this one up a little bit. Camera stably, yeah. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna turn off screen shake. I don't have any motion blur. This is awesome to have, right? This is just gonna make it less, you know, just shaking and craziness going on, which I just prefer to turn tune down. Again, it's a lot of options, but I like that most of them have this, you know, explanation, so you should be able to get through it. And now we're coming to this. This might obviously be this is a ray traced game. You need to have support for ray tracing to run this game, and this is quite heavy-ish depending on what you're gonna be running, especially for VRAM. You need at least like 8 gig of VRAM for a good experience. I'm gonna be running in window mode, 60x9, 1440p. So when you are using, to my knowledge at least, I cannot use vertical sync because I'm using frame generation here to reach 120 frames. The FPS limit is a little bit interesting. When you're using frame generation, at least in this game and with Nvidia, you need to cap it to half of the FPS that you're trying to get. So if I were to cap this at my monitor's refresh rate 120, you know, for 120 frames, match, the frame generation would actually be 240. It would try to go to that. So I'm capping to 60, so the frame generation is then gonna cap to 120, because there's no meaning for me to get more frame generated frames than my display can view. Like if my monitor can only display 120 frames, I don't want the game to generate more fake frames. That's just not a good thing. So limit to 60, at least for Nvidia DLSS frame generation here. You have good setting here. This is about right. I could tweak this a little bit. Yeah, I think my monitor caps out at about 1050 peak white. But we're gonna go with, oops, come on. This is weird. If you hold it just a little bit, it goes super crazy fast. Okay. So this is the default. It seems to be good for my monitor, so I'm gonna keep it there again. Nice, you can turn off chromatic aberration. Probably would want to turn off, maybe turn down sharpening a little bit. I don't like film grain. I have depth of field on. I usually turn those one off, but for maybe a more film cinematic experience and for YouTube to compress it easier, I'm gonna keep this one on for this game. And this is gonna be your big thing here. The more VRAM you have, the more you can crank this one up. I only have 12 gigs of VRAM on my RTX 5070, so it's gonna be on high, and hopefully that's gonna be good enough. But if you have 8 gig, or you know, maybe trying to run this even less or whatever, probably not booting up. So yeah, this is probably gonna be one of your biggest thing to turn down. The rest of the thing here is going to be on highest settings possible. I'm not using path tracing. That is, unfortunately, I felt that it was incredibly heavy to run, and also, you know, you have higher VRAM requirements and stuff like that. So I'm just, hey, I'm going for normal ray tracing. We're not going for the path traced here, and that just gives me, you know, I can get super smooth 120 frame generate with frame generation. And I can use upscaling on the quality mode. And yeah, it's really nice. Right, we cannot use ray reconstruction. I guess that is only for path tracing. Yeah, so this is my settings with the RTX 5070, 1440p, and I don't mind frame generation. I could get 60 frames perfectly fine without frame generation, possibly even higher. So I'm gonna just do this quickly. I'm gonna start MSI Afterburner to see what's going to happen here when we get into this game. We're gonna do a new game. Can I... how do you delete one? Yeah, okay, there we go. We go with moderate settings. All the cutscenes is gonna be locked to 60 frames.
What of the curse? Superstitions, tipo. Tranquilo.
I crank the audio. The audio pauses when you tab out. Alright. So here we are. Looking pretty nice, pretty good. Again, I get 120 frames. You do get tearing, which is annoying here. That is the frame generation, unfortunately. So for this video, for you guys, I wanted to just showcase, you know, that you can see I'm getting 120 frames, 4040p highest settings except for the path tracing with frame generation, and my GPU isn't maxed out or anything. It's close to my VRAM limit, that is 12 gig. But it's running really nice and smooth here. My Ryzen 5600X can keep up with some nice frames here. If you use frame gen, it could be limited by my CPU if I try to go for native 120 frames. But for this smoothness of this video, we are going to go for just... let's see if we can do turn off frame generation and get... I don't know why we cannot get VSync and frame generation going. It's unfortunate. Here we go. Now I can have adaptive. VSync on. This should be better. So 60 frames, VSync on. Should be less tearing. And you can see in the top left that it did free up about 500 meg of VRAM by turning frame generation off. It is still some weirdness. It's not super smooth when I'm panning, but the frames is locked 60. I don't know what it is. I have no explanation to that. But when I pan, it isn't super smooth. There is something weird happening, even though the frames are locked. Yeah, I don't know. It could be the FPS limiter here that is, you know, not working great, but we're gonna continue anyways, because I can get 120 frames with frame generation here. I'm gonna leave the performance up here a little bit so you can see how it's gonna work, maybe. You know what? No, we don't need it. We don't need this. This looks pretty damn stable to me. So let's turn off the afterburner here. There we go. We do have... what was it? Let's see if we go here. No. There we go. We can do this one. You can see the FPS there in the top right corner. If something is going to be weird, you can notice it. It looks really nice though. There is definitely what I don't like is the pop-in. You can see that on the leaves by this tree here. There they pop in, the shadows pop in. Even though I'm running everything except for the memory or the texture pool on, you know, the texture pool is high, everything else is just cranked, the ultra, or high, very high, but we still have this jarring pop up there, shadows pop in. No, I'm not a fan of that. And yeah, you know, maybe if you're running path tracing, maybe that would work better. I don't know. But very, very good, very nice. I like the HDR. It's not too crazy, but it's bright. But it's not like trying to blind me with the HDR. So yeah, it's super playable here.
What was that sound?
Really nice and smooth experience. Again, there is something sometimes when I pan with the mouse that seems interesting. But I don't know what it could be. It could be... It could be the RTX 5000 series having some kind of pacing issues with this game or whatever. But yeah, when I was panning the mouse, there is some weirdness, but it's not tied to like the performance of the RTX 5070. It is something else. I don't know if you can see it.
Relax.
Pretty damn good here, but sometimes here it could be smoother. But again, it's not performance related, it's something else. Right, well, we are in the jungle, out exploring. Water isn't the best looking here, but I do like how the jungle and everything looks. Again, this is normal ray tracing, not path tracing. There again you have, if you look here, some weird shadow pop in. I don't know if it is the texture pool that is causing this or what is happening, but that is a bit unsettling or jarring. That takes you out of the immersion a little bit.
This was Forrestal's favorite.
Why did they leave these things behind?
I think they were intent on coming back.
Nice voice acting so far. Yeah, it's a very artistically nice looking game here, that is for sure. Da-da-da-da. I don't know if I'm going the right way, but I guess we'll find out somehow. Again, I haven't really seen or played or like anything in this game here, so... Because it's what I looked through some reviews, it seemed to be more of a stealth than action combat, and I prefer more action games. But I'm very pleased with the performance here so far, you know. The performance versus how the game looks and runs on the RTX 5070. Again, I could use the frame gen. I only wish that I could have a VSync on with the frame gen there to get no tearing. Hey, I don't know if you can force that through the driver settings, something like that. I need to read up on how it's gonna work. But this is a slower paced game overall, I feel like, so... No. 60 locked, no frame gen is perfectly fine for me also. And with these settings, you know, it's the 5070 is just it's going to be utilized maybe like 60 to 80%, so it's not even maxing out. So it's running pretty cool. Alright, whoa, dude. But yeah, the water here is
It's up there, senor.
interesting. Not what I would... I guess it's supposed to look like a bit murky, but... Yo. So I've done this part when I made sure the game was running. And like tweaked the settings a little bit.
This is it.
I do like
is
this
where Forrest
intro. It's a
Hill
good,
cashed in.
solid,
Friend of
just...
yours.
A competitor. He was good. He was very, very good.
Senor, nobody has come out of there alive. Please.
Yeah, I like this start, you know, you get a little bit of story, a little bit of action combined, you get to try it out, and it's very nice looking. And again, I think the HDR is very pleasantly, you know, done. It's not like some HDR things or games, they try to like blind you by going crazy with highlights. This is just feel like a natural HDR looking scene here. Like you can see that is pretty bright. Well, it's gonna depend on your HDR capabilities of your screen. But here it looks pretty damn nice. I am playing this in daytime, so I'm not getting the best out of the HDR. You know, the deepest black and the brightest highlights, because the sun is shining here. Ooh, spooders! Ooh. Ooh, man, that's a creepy.
Get these things off me.
Ugh.
Stop. Stay out of the light.
The one reason I wanted to try this is obviously this is kind of like an iteration of the ID Tech engine, and Doom the Dark Ages.
Forrest.
So yeah, Doom the Dark Ages,
very good.
that is coming out
It
within a
was.
week.
That's not good enough.
Are you?
It's gonna use the same kind of engine. So I wanted to try this to see, you know, the kind of a peak of the performance that I would get. So hopefully, since this is running really nice, Doom the Dark Ages is gonna run. Whoop. Oh. Yeah, hopefully Doom the Dark Ages is also gonna run really nice and smooth for me. I might need to use frame gen, but that is... I don't have a problem with that, and DLSS frame gen looks really nice when I tried it. And obviously that's gonna be personal preference. If you really dislike frame gen, that is obviously absolutely fine. But I do think it's not a problem for me most of the times. It's a cool technique. But this is native 60 frames here, so with DLSS upscaling on quality mode. I might be able to turn off DLSS upscaling, but it looks so good. So I don't mind if the RTX 5070 has to, you know, work a little bit less hard. Whoa. Right, so that is, they are teaching you that you're supposed to like do this. And if you're supposed to hit the one with like, I've seen this, I think, and I did this. Yeah, you're supposed to like hit these ones that are like, have this little mark. If you hit the wrong one, you get hurt.
That's it.
It's a very simple introduction puzzle here, I guess. And the final one. Hopefully.
Really? Shouldn't do that again.
Well, okay, screw it, we're doing it this way. Ooh, here the HDR look really nice here. I like how it's like glowing and getting like extra oomph in a highlight here. Aha! A classic moment from the movie. From the one of the Indiana Jones movies. Oh shit. Very nice animations. Woo. Woo.
Give me the whip.
No be the idol.
Give me the whip.
Adios, senor.
You ass. That is some nice animations. Woo. Looks damn smooth facial expression. Oh, okay.
Adios, Sabito.
Run! Another classic moment here.
America. Solid America.
Man I knew 10 years ago. I learned to hate you in the last 10 years. Well, where the hell were you? Damn it, don't you leave me down here by myself!
Alright, yeah. Great introduction to the game. Yeah, and it's a very nice looking game. Again, I really like their HDR here, like not going crazy or anything, just very naturally looking HDR scene here.
Like a labyrinth.
Own Explorer.
Lightweight.
Ooh, that's a bit of a jarring. You can see the ray tracing noise there in the glasses. Yeah, that is one of the biggest problem with ray tracing for me, because I remember RoboCop Rogue Agent and Unreal Engine 5. It was using, you know, ray tracing, and everything was just shimmering, the floor, the walls, yeah. Okay.
Damn kids. Someone's getting expelled tonight.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen like the kind of ray tracing noise that is not good. On behind the like on his face behind the glasses there.
Those are big footprints.
Yeah, nice with the HDR. That's being a little bit extra bright oomph. Really, really nice artistic layer so far. You can see here that is being oomphed up with the HDR a little bit, and this is much darker. Whew. A nice vibe to this game.
Gotta be some vagrant.
Local map, campus overview, mesh, blah blah blah, first floor, students, blah blah blah. Okay, that's a nice little looking map. Map unlocked. Campus overview. Ooh, okay. Ah, so and that's me. Alright. And that, I'm guessing that little orange kind of thing there is my goal. So forward in that direction. Yeah, it's pretty linear so far here, but it's perfectly fine. Some eerie music here. Good vibe. Very nice atmospheric vibe. quick time events like that, so...
All right, pal. You can't sleep here.
Is that Tony from Candyman?
Who the hell are you?
Whoa.
All right. You asked for it.
Yeah, we're gonna go to fighting here. Combat!
Whatever you're up to, pal. And this is a museum. Careful.
Is that the best you got? Homunculus, non comtace.
Ooh, the intros title. Okay, okay.
Indiana? I'd wondered where you'd got to. What happened?
Where did he go?
Who?
The giant.
I didn't see any giant.
I caught someone breaking into the museum. He was tall. He took something.
Well, did you see his face?
Scarred. Dark skin. He spoke some form of Latin.
Latin? Well, that is a novelty.
Come on, Marcus. We need to find out what he took.
Yes, righto. This display case is
All right, what did he take?
Is there anything missing?
Let's have a look.
We should look around for the exhibits that were in this display. Look at this mess. The exhibits are all over the floor.
Funerary mask, Brody.
Is that solid gold?
Ah, look at this. Ugaritic letters.
Ugarit. They must be from Ras Shamra in Syria.
Terracotta. Likely Babylonian out of Iraq. No, this isn't right. Ancient Egyptian, obviously.
No, I think
A
that's for
depiction of
something else,
Bastet.
Indiana.
No, we should try something else.
I wonder what. So, that's where the relief belonged.
Duck one here? Right, Marcus?
Quite right.
They put... Is this the wrong one? Funeral... The mask in the wrong place.
Bastet statue goes in the Egyptian section.
Looks right, Indy.
No. I don't think this was a votive offering.
Agreed.
Could this be?
No, this isn't right. Funerary mask goes here.
Grand.
As for ancient Egypt, this thing isn't Egyptian.
No, I think that's for something else, Indiana.
Oh, okay, I guess. That's the way they wanted it.
Done, Indiana. So, is everything back?
Not quite.
So
What's
we're missing a bracelet?
W.
Or
003. What was that?
Siwa expedition. He took the cat mummy, Marcus.
Catman? Yay?
But why?
Yeah, why? Press and next objective.
Left a clue to their identity.
Yeah. Let's keep looking.
I saw that smashed window down the corridor from your office. Perhaps that is where he got out.
That's a nice looking map. A cool idea. That you can like spot it. Alright, yeah, I like the vibe of it. This is, you know, again,
The front doors were locked.
they are slower pace, so I probably won't be, you know, diving into this game, but it's fun to try
He
it.
got out the same way he came in.
That makes sense.
And again, it's really nice to see the kind of performance of this game engine. I do like it. It looks really good so far. Like, very little problem here with the
Marcus?
traced
Help me out
stuff here, noise and other problem that can be introduced. Yes, I'm just noticed this one time. Again, behind the glasses. Ooh, something hanging up there.
Don't mention it.
Again, it's a very nice little
A pendant, is it?
Must
a
have got
good
caught and left
HDR
through the window.
color grading.
Let's retire to your office.
Ooh, this looks bright.
Good idea. Somebody sure went to a lot of trouble to steal a cat mummy.
It was a beautiful piece. Found it in Siwa, didn't you?
Right,
Yeah.
and then you have your
6
next.
weeks ago. Something about that dig.
But yeah, it's a little bit slow paced for me, you know, this. And it's gonna be what I've seen, like lots of melee combat and other like stuff
We can work
like
this
that.
out in
So
your office, Indiana.
it's nice to have been able to check this one out. And definitely see why this, you know, is a popular thing. I think this is a little bit unnecessary for me, like I don't need to
Let's not
have like 2 action just to open a door or stuff like that. You know, just let me interact, do the animation. It runs really smooth here. 1440p, a high setting, 60 frames locked. Everything but full path tracing, you know. I'm using DLSS
That looks Catholic
with
to you, doesn't
quality,
it?
but maybe I should by the end
The
just
sigil of
try
the
a
Vatican's
lot of
secret
DLSS to
archive,
see
if I'm not mistaken.
if I can run it even
This isn't
without
just about
that.
a cat mummy, Marcus.
What are you going to do, Indiana?
I'll need my classes covered, of course.
Indiana,
Dawson seems the likely choice. Maybe Kittredge?
oh, look. Someone's left you a gift.
Ooh.
How long has that been in there?
I haven't opened this suitcase for a year.
Huh.
Not since Cairo.
Oh. Yay. Alright.
You aren't going to open it, Indiana? It's a beautiful journal, isn't it? Who's it from?
Doesn't say. For your next adventure, Marion. Okay.
Doesn't say.
Oh. Okay, we didn't like that, I guess. Journal acquired. And a
What are you
whip.
packing?
Woohoo!
And just where are you planning on going?
Only the essentials.
Press J then E. Oh, okay.
You know, you can talk to Indiana about Marion.
There's nothing to say, Marcus. This will be a nice gift.
She rang me. Did I tell you that? 2 months back, when you left for Siwa.
Oh, let's see here.
Can I... Huh. Huh. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, you're supposed to... Oh? Mummified cat, okay. Collecting it. Okay, how do I...
No wits end with you. I didn't know what to say.
It wouldn't have made a
Oh,
difference.
uh-huh.
She had her mind made up.
Okay, replace that one.
Was setting out on another foolhardy escapade is not going to make matters better.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay, that's it. Okay, you had to collect a little bit
Though
of
I must
inventory.
admit I am intrigued. Why would the Vatican want your cat mummy?
Exactly. And there's only one way to find out.
Come now, Indiana, you can't travel to Italy. The college would never sanction leave for this. Not in the middle of midterms. I mean,
Marcus, what's done is done. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to the Siwa expedition, but it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
and when you got back, she wasn't there.
I gotta go.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me. On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
My friend, stop. Vatican not safe. Stop. We'll wait for you at village steps. Stop. Subtlety is a virtue. Stop. Antonio.
Okay. Village steps. Should be on the other side of this fortress.
E tu chi sei? Che cosa ci fai qui?
I'm just a tourist, pal.
Per il duce e l'Italia! Così si fa!
Yeah, this is not for me. I think this is boring stuff.
Village steps.
And I wanted
The
to...
other side of this fortress. Yeah, this is why I haven't like tried to play this earlier. I just think this is not my thing, mainly like this. I did see this, you know, in reviews and some like little play here and this, I'm just, yeah, this is, no, this is not my thing. This is gonna just absolutely crap me out. I don't like that.
E tu chi sei? Che cosa ci fai qui?
I'm just a tourist, pal.
And it's press
Riduce l'Italia!
press V during enemy
L'hai
attack.
voluto tu!
Not. It's a bad combination.
Arrenditi finché puoi!
Yeah. This combat to me just feels.
Village steps.
I think it feels really clunky and bad, to be quite honest. I'm sure it's just me because I'm not into this thing, but it feels awful, and that's why I haven't, that's why I haven't tried to play this, because I looked at it and I'm just, yeah, this combat is just not gonna be my thing. I'm not gonna enjoy that, and if you enjoy that, it's gonna be great, but it's how, like, it should have just been you parry with your right mouse click and then you attack with your left. Having two attacks with left and right, I guess for, your hands for more immersion, but having like a V as a parry button and everything, it's just not good. It's super bad. This is not a good combination. And you can remap, obviously, but it's just, why is that the default button, a parry button, the default parry button that you're supposedly probably gonna use a lot? Why is that a V? Like, why would you not put that, like, it should be on a Q and drop unequipped? Like, why is that? Like, it seems like it's better to have V, that you just drop something that you're probably not gonna do in a fast way, right? To have that be V and then block parry that you're probably gonna use and need to do that more faster. Have that to be Q. So this just to me is just like, what the hell are you guys thinking here when you came up with this? Yeah, it's just super weird. It just feels really bad. And again, since I'm not into melee combat or anything, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time remapping for it. It's not, but yeah, I really dislike this. I think this is just not fun at all.
I'm just a tourist, pal.
Ehi, coniglio!
And that's Professor to you.
All right, where should I hide you?
Let's go for a stroll.
Yeah. I'm glad that I tried this, but I'm also very, very glad that I didn't, try to buy this or anything when it came out. Because it was... Can the tutorial go away? No, I guess not.
There we go.
It is definitely very interesting, very nice, right? Get this little adventure vibe to it, but yeah, this combat, like a lot of stealth, a lot of melee combat, that is just going to be annoying to me. It's just way out of my thing that I would really like, so... Let's eat. There is no... Press E to pick up items. There is no item to pick up here. Oh, right. Alright, here comes the stealth. They want you to do this, I guess, like...
Aspetta, cos'è stato? Oh, credevo di aver visto qualcosa. Non sarà stato niente. Che succede laggiù? Non si sa mai.
Il popolo d'Italia.
Believe this propaganda mouthpiece.
A terra! Ah, bizzarro. Chi è stato? Dovrei dare un'occhiata. Soldato a terra!
Oh, stealth kill. Oh well, stealth takeout.
Gotcha.
Yeah, again, it's a nice little...
Then you'll look.
It's a nice thing here. It's not really... This kind of stealth thing, it's just not really my style, so... But it's nice you have some different ways that you can go. It's from outside that you can go around, you can sneak around. It's again, it's very, very great, a nice artistic style here. Looks beautiful. And if you if you like this kind of combat, it's a great thing. Map unlocked.
This will come in handy.
Nice interaction there. All right. Oh,
Which locks do you open?
nice. But yeah, you know, I think we are coming up to like the 1 hour mark here. Which should be a nice little test. Ooh, yeah. It's I'm glad that I came to this part because the melee part is not for me. Yeah.
Letter from a Vatican priest. Don't turn around. Dreamed fella.
Okay, so the melee weapon breaks after one use there. Ooh, that is a nice HDR thing here. Ooh, that is bright. Right, do I need to get into that place? No, I'm supposed to go to a different place. I don't know.
Temo solo che potrebbe diventare un incubo diplomatico.
Qualunque cosa il duce stia cercando, pare che ne valga la pena.
Requires black ship. Hmm. Oh, you have a nice little slide thing. No? Okay, nope, can't go that way. This way, uh-huh. I don't have anything to... Alright. Well. Do. Okay, so this is pretty much what it's going to be now, right? You're supposed to be very stealthy.
Chin up, sport.
Walk around, sneaking, uncover mysteries. Hiding the bodies and everything. If you like more stealthy games... Where's guardhouse key? Then, you know, you have a good possibility of having a really nice little, you know, time. I'm not into stealth or melee combat like this. Oh, I could have used... Or maybe not... No? So yeah, I'm gonna be stopping here real soon. I'm wondering if that is the way to go for me. Or not. Might be that you're supposed to go that way. Let's try this again. I might be going at this the wrong way. Maybe you could get and, you know, sneak past the guards by going this way. I don't know, why would I want to go up here? Yeah, I probably didn't want to go up here. It was probably us the wrong way. Yeah, this is probably like... Whee! Like you're supposed to be able to sneak by the guards maybe by going this way, and I went... No, the other way. Weird, the bad way around. The action way.
Surprise.
Guardhouse key.
This sounds interesting. From the Vatican pharmacy. Fascists shouldn't be trusted with money.
Let's just go here. Was this the guardhouse? But yeah, I feel I'm glad I tried this. But it's yeah, this is not a game that is gonna be... Doesn't speak to me gameplay wise. Otherwise, you know... Oh, nope. That was not it. Didn't I see the guardhouse or something? Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I think I saw the guardhouse thing somewhere, right? Was it down here maybe? Was that the blacksmith? But yeah, you know, it's just melee and sneaky combat like this. Oh my god, just open it, man. I don't need this quick time event. Like, come on. Just open it with E. But yeah, you know, I see why it might be very, you know, popular.
Now what do the black
Might
shirts
really
want?
like this one. You have a bit of looting. There is going to be a little bit of shooting and stuff also, so... but if you're not into like sneaking around, I'm gonna guess you're gonna have a rough time in this game. You really should be sneaking around here. Just open it. Oh.
Diavolo! C'è nessuno? Bene, non vedevo l'ora.
You sure you want to do this?
What the frick?
Batti come una mammoletta. Prendi questo.
How do you... Okay, so I can't hit fire. Okay. I was just wanna try to shoot. Hello? Right, so you have to like aim down sight here to fire.
Sei morto.
You got anything else?
Okay, so you reload by... Oh my god, this is weird. So left mouse click is reload and you have to like aim down sight to do that. So if you press the R, that's the pushing them away button. Alright. Some nice sound effect for the gun here. Obviously, you should not be playing like I'm doing now. Just going crazy with the gun here. You're making too much noise. It's gonna be problematic. But I am going to just be stopping here. I'm just messing around a little bit here by the end. Okay, I don't even... Okay, you know what? Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy I tried, but I feel also I'm, you know, I don't... yes. I don't need to keep playing. I've got a good sense for what this game is, right? Visuals are really nice. It runs really great on the RTX 5070, 1440p, like really high settings. Texture pool on high, don't go higher, I think you might run into problems then. And the rest you can pretty much oomph up if you're going targeting 60 frames. Native, if you don't mind DLSS frame generation, you know, then you can get 120 plus nicely. If you want to have like really high settings here, ultra to high settings, you might go for 1080p and 120 frames if you don't want to use the frame generation or anything like that. But it seems really like good, solid here. Path tracing might not, it's not probably not going to be working here. It could be that you are just not enough VRAM for it or something, but I tried just quickly and it felt I didn't want to spend a ton of time trying to get that going, because you have to restart the game between changing some settings, and yeah, you might need to turn down the texture pool to medium, and then you can have path tracing, and yeah, you have to fiddle around. If you want the pad tracing on the RTX 5070, right? But you know, just normal ray tracing here, you get a really good 1440p or 1080p experience, 60 to 120 frames. Looks really solid, very little ray tracing, like artifacts that has popped up to me here. Some of the shadows have a little bit of a low draw distance, you might say. It might be the texture pool or something else. I don't know what's exactly is going to be, you know, the problem there. But HDR is a good color grading, looks really smooth and nice. Gameplay, you know, it feels pretty good, except, like, again, I'm just not the sneaky melee type, right? And I feel it feels a little bit weird having like block on V as a default key for melee combat also. And again, you might be able to just put the difficulty settings down and then go more action FPS mode, right? But then I think you're not getting the full experience of this game. So I would rather just watch someone else like that are into sneaky stealth play this than to play this myself, right? But again, good voice acting, solid. It's like the story feels, you know, Indiana Jones, kind of mysterious, interesting. Nothing real. There's like the only bad things for me might be, you know, that the price seems might be pushing it, like 70 to 100 euros if you want a standard or the deluxe edition here. If you're not really sure, there's no demo or anything, so like if you're not sure that you're gonna like it, it might be a bit steep to, you know, just hand over that much. I would have loved a demo, so I could have tried the performance, I could have tried to see that, you know, the melee. That way I hopefully wouldn't have needed to download like 115 gigabyte of data just to like be, yeah, this looks really nice. But I don't really enjoy the kind of sneaky melee combat gameplay. Would be much nicer if you have, you know, more trimmed down the demo to try it out and not, you know, having to go for the full download on Game Pass or, you know, shell out 70 to 100 euros just to like figure out if this is something for you or not. But yeah, it's a great game. I can see why it's popular, got good reviews and everything like that. I haven't had any crashing really problems. I have one crash, but I was running a little bit of an overclock on my RTX 5070, and I was also running the texture pool on ultra quality, and it could have been a crash because I ran out of VRAM, possibly. Because if you are using like FrameGen and DLSS and everything in HDR, you might be pushing the VRAM limit if you're going for ultra texture pool. So probably better to just stick to the high texture pool settings. Yeah, but it still looks awesome here. So that's gonna be it for this video. Feel free to leave a like and comment if you want to do that. Can follow, check back to this channel if you don't want to miss me try stuff like that. I do games that I try, I mostly, you know, stream them on twitch.tv/Halkenstrong. This game, no, very low probability for me to continue playing this or streaming this game personally. So yeah, but thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye for this time.